Guys, this is the one. This is the lesson where we do it all together. We're going to have all our stars and all the constellations for those stars. Okay, very excited. I'm going to start by just deleting this test constellation that I was using. And we're going to, in fact, minimize Unity for now because we're going to adjust that instance manager to include our constellation workflow as well, which means that it'll save a lot of generate button clicking, load database button clicking, did I load them in the right order, etc. Okay, so let's have a look at how we do that. We'll go into our scripts, instance managers, instance manager, and I'm just going to go ahead and add this should be, okay, this database loader, that should be a star database loader. So this is going to be a public star database loader. And I'm going to make it lowercase s's. All right, and then we're also going to have, what do we need? Well, we have our star database loader. Then for each star, we're making a mesh. For each mesh, we're making a prefab. For each prefab, we're instantiating an object. Similarly, we need a constellation loader, and then for each constellation, we'll make a mesh. For each mesh, we'll make a prefab. For each prefab, we'll make an object. So let's go public constellation database loader, constellation database loader. And this instance, I'm going to rename that instance to stars instance. Stars instance. Because that's all the stars, and we're also going to have with all the same tags. We're also going to have a constellations instance. Okay, so in fact, how are we going to do this? I'm going to, should we separate it? All right, I'll keep them all as the type. So star instance, constellation instance together, star database, constellation database together, star mesh generator, and constellation mesh generator, public constellation mesh generator, constellation mesh generator. Now this is where it's a bit interesting because the mesh prefab generators are identical. There's no special behavior for star or constellation prefab generators. So this is also going to be a mesh prefab generator, constellation mesh prefab. I'll just call it constellation prefab generator. All right, so we're going to give them all the same treatment. We just need to be a bit careful because the only thing that really matters is we need to load our constellation database after our star database because the constellation database depends on the stars in that star database. So just make sure we do that. Constellation database loader dot load database. I'll just make a little note here. Constellations database must load after star database. All right. Star mesh generator, constellation mesh generator dot generate. Star prefab generator generate, constellation prefab generator dot generate. All right. So this has created our star prefab and our constellation prefab, and we're also going to give our constellation instance the same treatment as a star instance. Okay. So let's see. So to copy and paste, if stars instance, let's instead say constellations